Salutations everyone, this is Razor giving you guys my review on the Overwatch open beta. It was closed for a brief amount of moments for us console people that pre-ordered the game, but it was a rather long beta and gave us a good taste of this game, and boy was it a game. Now, I had a lot of high hopes for this game go in based off of the fact that it's a Blizzard title, and we know that they support that game, their games so well, and they have such a big following, and the fact that their games are just such high quality, and the fact that it looked really good and the characters looked amazing and unique, and that fact that we haven't seen a hero shooter with this kind of structure in quite some time. A lot of people think that it's a MOBA. It's not a MOBA. That's Battleborn. They are incredibly different from one another. The closest matchup between this game and another game would be Team Fortress 2, and as you know, that came out about 60 years ago. And this feels very different from that game, as well as, you know, games evolve and as they do. It's a class-based team-based hero shooter with objectives. So it's not like Call of Duty, it's not like Battlefield or Homefronts, and it's not like Battleborn, it's not like Destiny. It's its own beast. It's a hero shooter, so we have different classes that fit into different archetypes. You have your offense, your defense, which includes builders and snipers, your tanks, as well as your support classes, which will heal you and or, you know, debuff your enemies. So, you know, there's quite a wide variety of characters in this game, and how they play are very different. And what I loved the game. I loved the beta. I already pre-ordered it without having played the game, without getting in that open beta. That was available on PC for like 7 months. So, you know, it was a shame I didn't get to play it yet, or before then, but now that I got my taste of it, I enjoy it very, very much. What I really like about this game, and this can be a detriment as well depending on the people you're playing with and or against, is that the class-based team structure is very, very it's obvious when your team is missing a piece. If your team doesn't have enough DPS, it's quite obvious. That's really the case because, you know, people love killing things, especially, you know, people that might be used to other genres where it's basically all about killing, and that the classes, the disparity between what they do isn't that great, but it is very much so in this game. And we'll get into, you know, what classes are good and, you know, maybe some struggles that the game might have. But when you don't have a tank and the enemy does have a tank, it shows. When you don't have a sniper and your enemy team has a sniper, oh, it shows. When your enemy team has a healer and you don't have a healer, oh, it shows. So the structure of these teams are there for a reason. It's not just to tell you, you know, what each character is like. It shows you what your team needs. You know, this team doesn't have enough defense heroes, or it doesn't have a sniper, it doesn't have a healer, it doesn't have a tank, not enough offensive characters. And it's pretty obvious. They have them each in their own category when you select what character is which. And some characters are better at doing some things than others within their own respective category. But they definitely, you know, they go towards the same thing. Your offensive ones are going to be the ones getting most of the kills. They're going to be pulling a decent bit of aggro. They're going to be the ones doing a lot of damage, and they're going to be getting the most kills, and also probably dying the most as well. Because you need them. They're going to have big chunk DPS, but they're going to have pretty low health. Your defensive people are very similar to offensive, but they have builders, like they build turrets, or they become a turret like Bastion, or they're a sniper, because that's more of a defensive but also offensive position. And it's very important, depending on the game mode and the map, that your team has a sniper, or that they have a tank. Tankers, they're going to draw the most aggro, they're going to have the most health, but they're not going to get a lot of kills, they're not going to dole out a lot of DPS. And then your healers are going to be weak and not do a lot of DPS, but they're going to be doing a lot of healing, and, you know, healing your tank, make sure that they stay alive, helping the rest of your team, and also maybe some of them will be debuffing or putting up little sentries or putting up teleporters to help your team spawn closer to the action. So I really liked how that worked out. That being said, this game really shows that it is a team-based game in that you're not going to solo Leroy Jenkins this shit and win. You're going to have a team that A, knows what they're doing, and B, is split up properly within each archetype of the characters. Now, you can have multiples of the same characters, which some other games do not allow you to do, such as Battleborn, but this is a very different beast and does allow you to have those same characters. You know, if you want, maybe you want, you know, 2 tanks, but you both like the same tank, or whether you want 2 snipers, or what have you. You know, you can't, you know, make your teammates do what you want them to do all the time. So quite often you might find yourself picking a different character because, oh man, someone needs to be a tank, so I guess I'll be the tank since no one else is going to be. You know, so many people are sniping, or too many people are damage characters, or, you know, oh, we don't really need 2 healers in this game mode. It's going to hurt us more than it's going to help us. That kind of thing. So if you're going up against a team that is properly balanced and yours isn't, or you don't know how to use that class, it's going to be at big detriment to your overall score, performance, and how long the game lasts, because you can get run over real quick if your teams aren't doing what they should be doing. They aren't filling their role. Their snipers aren't, you know, hidden in a defensive position. Their tanks are too gung-ho when trying to get kills. The DPS people aren't running away when they should be, you know, and get, you know, support from their health, you know, support classes, or the health people aren't, they're putting themselves in too much danger and they're getting killed really easily, you know. So those are things that you're gonna have to get used to, and, you know, you're not going to be able to control your teammates. So, you know, if you can get a group of people to play this game and everyone fills their own role, it's going to be a ton of fun. And sometimes, of course, you can get lucky. Now, I'm not saying this is not an off-with game. This is not like Destiny or The Division, where it's only fun with friends. It's fun without friends. You can play by yourself or just with one other person that you like playing games with, and you can have some fun. You're just not going to win as often as with if you had communication between a full team that each knew their role and played it, you know, as well as they personally can. So that your mileage will vary, of course, as with any online multiplayer game, especially a shooter or something that's, you know, very offensive and kill and objective orientated, in which communication definitely helps a lot and goes a long way. Now, as far as the characters goes, I find myself enjoying a lot of the characters. There were some that a lot of people really liked enjoying, and that was quite prevalent. I liked McCree, I liked Hanzo, I liked Tracer, I liked Widowmaker, I liked Reaper was alright, but I didn't play him very much because someone always picked Reaper because he's very powerful and does a lot of good chunk damage. I liked Zarya, which was my favorite tank. I liked the one healer chick who could give you shields and set up sentries and put up a teleporter as her super. I liked a lot of the characters. I liked Junkrat. There was, and I found myself liking a little bit of other characters. You know, I only had like 5 hours into the beta. Didn't get to enjoy it as much as I would have, but it definitely, the game mode as well as the map, and of course what the rest of your team is comprised of, really plays into what character you should be and how well you're going to perform with them. And I found myself liking a lot of characters, liking little bits. I liked, you know, sniping. I liked a little bit of support. I liked playing offense. I didn't find myself having a lot of successes with the tanks outside of Zarya. I tried Reinhardt. Reinhardt is like in every game, and if you find yourself not liking how you get destroyed by McCrees all the time, or you hate losing all those 1v1s versus Tracer, or you hate seeing Bastion get every single play of the game forever because that dude will kill a bunch of people in a tiny amount of time, and you think, well, it's just a beta, they're going to make nerfs and changes. No, that's not going to happen. There's not going to be any changes from the beta to launch because they've had a closed beta for like a long ass time. So if you felt like a character was too strong in this open beta, trust me, they were stronger in the closed beta, and there were tools that were taken away, you know, damage that was shaved off. Now, I'm not saying that there won't be changes, you know, once the game is released and is out for a while. I'm not saying that, but the majority of the changes have already happened. So I didn't like how Bastion can go in his tank mode and kill a billion people and be on top of the escort and not have to worry about not being able to move. Or the fact that the turret from Bjorn was super strong and can take you out very, very quickly. Or the fact that, you know, Reinhardt's shield lasted for so long and that a Bastion can camp behind a Reinhardt and get a bunch of kills and never be vulnerable. There were some, you know, nonsensical things that did happen in the stream. There were some nonsensical things that happened in the game that were quite annoying, but the goods definitely outweighed the bad. Not saying it's a perfect game, but it's a ton of fun, and if you find the right characters in the right modes on the right maps with the right teams, you can have a great time. The moment-to-moment gameplay is so extra satisfying. You're not going to be getting 30, 40, 50 kills a game like other shooters out there, but you know, they're not going to be as rare as in Battleborn or other MOBAs or something like that. So it's very, very satisfying, and it's going to be, you know, a continual pattern. A lot of the supers were very fun. I don't feel like any of them were too strong or that you got them too often. I liked a lot of the characters, so I didn't mind changing up which character that I was, depending on the situation. And I found myself liking a bunch of characters within each individual class, so I always had one that I could go to. And that was the customization, the victory poses, the sprays, the skins. So much was available for us to look at and play with in the beta that I cannot wait to get my hands on this game when it comes out on the 24th. And it's going to be a big, fun old time. I could definitely see myself investing a lot of time into this game. While I didn't have, you know, the closed beta experience for a long time like a bunch of people did, and I'm not going to be a huge Overwatch streamer or get all of the views on YouTube on how to do tips and tricks and stuff like that, I had good fortune with the game, and I definitely know how to play it in the short time that I did have with it, and I can feel myself playing this game for quite a long time and having a lot of fun with it, and you might too. My final score here with Junkrat was 19 eliminations and 8 deaths with 11 objective kills and a ton of damage done. One of the characters that I do like playing, especially on this map. Let me know what you guys thought about the beta, and I will see your watch start on the 24th.